last year was the time that we all started worrying about college. We were wondering if we had done well enough in school, had good experiences that would make us spark to the colleges and make us look interesting. So I started looking at the volunteer experiences online, and no matter where they were located, and soon enough I had found the one that I wanted to go to. So I found an organization called Volunteers for Peace, which is an international voluntary service it's an international voluntary service whose main goal is to help communities meet local needs. And the one I chose to attend was located in southern France in Nîmes. So Nîmes is an ancient Roman city, and it's pretty well known for its Roman past all over France. So the group I was in was with 13 people, with people from all over the world, including Spain, Germany, France, and the US. And our task at hand was to restore or renovate an ancient 12th century tower. So when I first arrived at the camp, there was no communication whatsoever. We all were really silent, and we quickly found people that spoke the same languages as us, and we made our small groups. Everyone was too afraid to branch out and become a group as a whole. So as soon as we arrived at the campgrounds, we set up the tents that were assigned to us, and we all went to bed. None of us were all very lucky with the tents that we had chosen, or this is the tent I got, which was completely broken, and somehow I slept in it for 2 weeks. Nonetheless, at that point, I was not excited whatsoever for the next 2 weeks ahead. I was not excited with being with the same two American people that I felt comfortable with, and I just was dreading the whole experience right from the start. And the longer the silence grew between the groups, the smaller groups began to get set in concrete. The first couple of days, we went to work and did whatever was needed to renovate the tower. When we went back to the camp, we did as we pleased, usually, and we were still in our small groups. But soon I felt like I needed to branch out. As I'm fluent in French, I decided that I'd try to tackle the French group first and try to join their group. So I left my comfort zone and attempted to spark conversation. Of course, they couldn't get over my accent, but nonetheless, we started talking, and the more we talked, the more comfortable I felt around them, and I actually started hanging out with the French group more than the American group. Soon enough, all the nationalities combined to create a group as a whole. Although not all of us could communicate with each other, we tried our best. We used what was around us, we used hand gestures, even drawings to try to make sense of our gibberish. Over time and a lot of group effort, we slowly learned to understand each other. We were able to laugh together and grew rather close to one another. After work, we started doing things as a group. We'd go into the city, get lost together, we'd go canoeing, we'd go to concerts, we went to go see running of the bulls through the city. And we were able to be lazy at work together even, taking those necessary breaks every couple of minutes sitting in our wheelbarrows. And at night, we started talking about different life in our countries and had little competitions of whose country was best in certain things. And we taught each other how to say certain things in other languages. We can now say, I don't like this in German, which sounds pretty cool. Nein, ich mag das nicht. It's pretty cool. Or bubblegum, cowgummy. And then, so now that I look back on it, it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. And we ended it the best possible way at the amphitheater, as you saw at the beginning, with a whole fireworks show. And after that, we all went home back to our separate countries, and we all knew that we had built a really strong connection. And I still speak to almost all of them to this day. So, why? What is the meaning of this? The main meaning is that we must not fear rejection. When you're less afraid of rejection, you'll step right in that place of openness, and you allow for more friendships to actually be created. We must realize that vulnerability must not be seen as a weakness, but rather a positive. Once you become vulnerable, others will become vulnerable as well. When you choose to be open and show your authentic self, others around you choose to do so as well. And when they admit you there, and you form that connection, you can literally accomplish anything you want. With vulnerability, you experience true connection. Vulnerability isn't easy. It might be one of the hardest things you ever attempt, and it might even go horribly wrong. But the feeling of regret and wonder of what it could have been is far worse. If one thinks that they're truly strong, they must be willing to put themselves out there and expose themselves, because not everybody will.